So, where to begin on the new Fallout DLC Automatron? So the DLC itself starts off, and there's a new menace in the Commonwealth known as the Mechanists. What happens is killer robots are invading the Commonwealth, and they start killing several people. You end up finding a robot that is fighting off attackers from a camp. After you kill the attackers, you meet your companion, Ada, whose maker Jackson ended up dying in the attack. And now it's up to you and Ada to put a stop to the Mechanists. The story itself is very subpar and has very boring characters. Ada is a very bland character with not much substance to her. Another character, Jezebel, is also very bland, and both of them have no real character traits or really anything to define them as a character. Even the main villain of the story, the Mechanist, although who it is surprising, the characters themselves are underutilized and don't seem to be fleshed out very much. The motives of the Mechanists just don't seem very realistic. It doesn't seem like something that would actually happen, and it's just very boring and not really at all surprising. The Automatron's DLC, though, the quests, are fleshed out into 4 different quests, which most people will complete in around 3 to 4 hours. Myself, I completed it in around 3 hours. And a trail of dead robots end up leading you to the Mechanists. The fights themselves are pretty exciting, and I enjoyed fighting the Mechanist robots. The enemies themselves were very diverse and had a different array of weapons. It was very crazy. At one moment, I would be fighting someone or a robot that had a gun and like a minigun on it, and then the next second, I would have to fight one that had like a flamethrower on it, and the next second, it would be a laser. It was very diverse, and the different robots and the different type of characters they had that were fighting me was very exciting, and it was a very fun DLC to play for just the action. However, the DLC itself shines at its best with its main feature, which is customizing robots. You can do so much and completely change what were once outdated robots that you left at your settlement, and you can turn them into crazy killing machines. The options themselves are enormous, and it's really cool to completely customize your companion's looks and weapons. You can turn your current robots that you have into sentry bots and have huge, very powerful robots that can do insane damage, and you can do so much. You can even create completely new robots and build them from the ground up. It's pretty crazy the amount of things that you can do in this DLC with your customization. I really enjoyed being able to completely customize my companion's looks and weapons and be able to have more of what I wanted on my character that you can't really do with the human companions that you have. Also, along with this DLC, it did add a new weapon, which is called the Tesla rifle. What happens is it shoots lightning at enemies and it arcs from enemies to enemy. So the weapon itself is pretty creative and is very fun to use. However, it doesn't do a lot of damage to robots in my playthrough, so I thought it was kind of pointless. Like, it's really cool, and it is exciting in the beginning. You're like, whoa, I got myself a new gun. This thing looks really cool. And I started using it, and at first it was cool, but it just didn't do a whole lot of damage to really anything I shot. So I ended up not really using it at all, and it was very disappointing to me because I was really excited for this Tesla rifle. All my friends were telling me about it, and then I get it, and it just didn't seem like it did enough damage to really warrant me using it. They also added some new power armor, which the Tesla power armor, it arcs to enemies when they're close, and melee damage will cause the same arcs. It's very cool, and it's very awesome to see these very different things coming out. Overall, the DLC is pretty good. The customization it adds to your companions is exciting. However, the lack of story and subpar, boring characters are what takes away from the fun. Overall, I would score it at a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching.